Klay Thompson ejected last night. Told you what it reminded me of.
No, you didn't.
When Larry Bird and Julius Erving got into a fight.
When Doc decked him.
Doc choked him, and Moses Malone came and cheap-shotted Larry Bird.
He had his boys back. They called Bird Bird Wild.
In that game, Bird had 42. And Julius Erving was 3 for 13 from the field.
Now, on your laptop this morning
Klay
in the lab.
Thompson was 1 for 8.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
and Devin Booker is a first-team All-NBA player. Klay can point to his rings, and they'll have that.
But when you go there, you know you're irritated.
He'll go there till the day he dies. But, Booker put it to him.
And Booker, he kind of threw me off, Steiny, in the post-game presser when I tried to be him. That was my idol.
Hold on.
Man, I love Klay Thompson, and I have from the beginning. From the draft coming out, I said I want to be Klay Thompson. That doesn't excuse us from competing against each other and talking a little mess with each other. So I have fun with it. Big fan of his and his competitive nature, and that's that.
Number respect for you, boy.
Does it matter?
Wow.
That kind of Klay looked bad last night?
It's bigger than that.
I'm just saying,
afforded that.
It's the first time he's ever been thrown out of a game.
Okay.
He lost his composure.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot well. Just nothing to see here?
Yeah. Nothing to see here. Okay. And this is a guy that holds himself to a high standard.
Was there nothing to see with the Draymond
Oh, no,
punch?
that was everything.
Okay.
And that, like Doris Burke, that won't go away. And it may have cemented Draymond's future with the Dubs. I don't know. But I'm not counting this Warrior team out, and I know nobody is, but this is a dude that scored 37 points in a quarter. Game 6 Klay, legendary. So I get where he's at, but I don't understand the minute restriction. Like, if that's
what don't you understand?
If that's adding to the frustration,
he didn't play this summer. He didn't come into camp in great shape, which I think might have been the plan. But if that's the plan, then you got to ease him in.
But if we're going to get reactions like this. Was that, I'm not second guessing, was that the greatest plan? If he's going to react this early,
you telling me
when the returns aren't, kind of what was he, 1 of 8? And he's watching, Devin throw him in. But my bigger point, Steiny, Klay has earned this.
Earned what?
The ability to play himself back into it like we saw last year. But now, unlike last year, he didn't come back until January. It's go time early, and he's starting, he's getting his shots, but he's probably keeping receipts. Like, man, I'm going to bust some ass when my stuff comes back.
They all keep receipts. That's becoming the MO and the
solid in New York.
Part of this team's reputation, apparently, now. Hey, if anybody out there doesn't know, Warriors have 4 rings, everybody. I'm sensing a little of that from the Golden State Warriors.
But he said it with some MFs in it.
I'm sensing a couple of that.
But they've earned that. They got that card to play.
Calling himself the petty king. Draymond thinking he's as important as Curry.
But they use that into getting a chip.
Right, and then that's fine. But it's going to be used against them. So this is the part where I feel like, what are we really saying? So what? First of all, Klay Thompson's out of line last night. If you watch that whole situation, Booker's not even talking.
Everybody saw that.
It was all
everybody
Klay.
will agree with
So Devin Booker, what? He can't. Hey, be careful. These guys are champions. Try not to compete too hard against them. That's not the way it works.
Yeah, but
the Warriors know that.
Yeah, but if you read the article from Marcus Thompson in The Athletic, but Klay told you he was at a dark point to where he had a short fuse. He was mad at everything.
That was 2 years ago when he was rehabbing.
Right, but here we are, Steiny, and he's feeling like he's comparing himself to when he was the guy, the best one of the best two-way players in the league, and only he knows his standards. And right now, even though they got to chip, he's feeling like some type of way to where. But he just told Barkley after the opening night game when they were on location here that he was finally getting his legs underneath him. So
there was a time when Klay Thompson was the best two-way guard in the NBA.
And he's not the same guy, and that's because of injuries. Now, is he done? No, I don't think he's done. I think he's slowing down and is catching up with him. That's why he's frustrated. I think the same thing with Draymond. I think he's slowing down. You saw in the finals, because his game is really dictated on energy. And once you get past 30, you start losing, especially if you're playing deep in the playoffs every year. That's why I said Steph got a lot more work to do now. Them young guys going to really have to step up, or this team is not going to win the championship if those young guys don't start carrying the team.
I agree with that.
And you said
that's one of the aspects that I kind of agree with. That forget the core's getting old. That's not what I'm saying. The core is still a championship core. But the three guys used to be able to play 36, 36, 36. Let's just say minutes. They can't do that now at a championship level. What they can do is Steph play 33, 34, and Klay and Draymond maybe play 30, 30, but then you need championship minutes from those other guys.
Yeah.
And those guys are really young.
Well, you just
and you're
paid one of
expecting them to be championship play. Poole's not in this one. Poole's fine. We're talking about Kuminga, Wiseman, and to a lesser degree, Moody.
What have you seen from him? What haven't you seen from Moody, Steiny? I want more. He doesn't concern me. This is a team issue. And again, I don't know if it's residue of winning the chip and just off to a slow start. That's why I'm sitting telling you and the people listening, I'm not concerned, but Moses Moody looks like he's got the IQ. He can dribble. He can get his shot. He can shoot from three. He can D up. He's up there with Poole to me. And I know it's a short sample size. I like what I see from Moody. So who are you talking about when you say the youth? It's Kuminga. It's Wiseman.
It's Moody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Moody's the one that
I'm less worried about Moody. The other thing, you can't put Moody in Poole's camp. Did you see Poole, that 3-4 minute stretch in the second quarter?
He was awesome.
Moody can't even sniff that. Come on.
But
that's Steph Curry stuff.
Shooting 33% from three.
Okay.
But when he does it, it's razzle-dazzle. It'll make your head spin. But he ain't automatic, and I'm not saying he said he was Curry, but, 140 million Poole's a baller, Donnie. But Moses Moody, you got to be excited. Warrior fans should be excited about what they see.
But again,
he's ahead of Kuminga and Wiseman. Obviously, Wiseman being hurt.
Let's just call they're 3 20-year-olds, right? Are they all 20? Moody's like the youngest of all of them. I don't even know how young they are.
He can't drink. Remember, he told us he can't drink yet.
So they got 3 20-year-olds who all want to be in the top 9. Right?
Yeah.
Wiseman wants to be 6 or 7.
And how do you do that? When your number's called, you go out there and ball.
Well, maybe they're not good enough. Maybe they're not championship players at 20. That's not their fault. That's the beauty of the Golden State Warriors. Stop asking for their 20-year-olds to play if you want to win titles.
But, Steiny, we know this. When the offs come, the rotations, they shrink. Mm-hmm. So you go 8 or 9 deep. So the big three, what's left of the big three for the people out there thinking Chuck 2, they just did it 4 months ago. So are you telling me they can't win it now because there's not GP2 or Porter Jr.? I'm asking because
that's a big difference.
That goes into
that's
the
a huge
formula,
difference.
But I'm still
there's still. I know nobody can see it with their bare eyes, but whatever Steph Curry is, whatever Klay's at last year, they were at 92%. Okay, you know what? They're going to drop a couple more points. Steph Curry's going to drop, whatever. He's still a 94, but he's going to drop to a 91. Gary Payton II was a great
I hated
defender.
He was.
Otto Porter Jr. fit the Warriors system perfectly. Now they got young players who are, Gary Payton II knew what his role is, defense.
Man,
the only way he was going to stay in the league after not being in the league for so long. Otto Porter made a lot of money in his career. He knew exactly what kind of player he was last year.
So
guys coming in off the bench right now don't know who they are.
And that's why I want to rip the mic out, because not only did you have Andrew Wiggins, who was phenomenal last year, Steiny, on both ends of the court, That was a starter. Gary Payton II was a luxury coming off the bench, and you could say guard him. Hands of stone. Just take the rock from you, from some of the best ball handlers. So now I'm just going through their roster now, like who's taking that spot? And I'm coming up no names right now. So maybe it's Moody. And that's too much to put on them, but somebody's got to fill those shoes. And if the shoes are size 13, if you're size 6, they're in trouble. But if you're size 11 and a half or 12, then we still got some action.